I'm Steve Smith. I'm Chairman of Trustees of the Neuroblastoma Society, and I met Chris Ewell, must have been about 7 or 8 years ago when I first became a trustee of the Society. Chris came to our annual general meeting, as he always does, and introduced himself there, and I've seen him at every meeting since then. What he does the rest of the year is collect up recyclable rubbish and refuse from around his home area of Sittingbourne.
Hi, I'm Chris Ewell. I suppose a bit of a character, but I'm known locally as the can man, recycling aluminium cans for the Neuroblastoma Society, which is a society dedicated in fighting this childhood cancer. And I've been around the streets of Milton and Sittingbourne for the last couple of decades. Image signs, they kindly printed this sign up for me. Green Cabs are a local taxi firm. They use them hybrid cars, low emissions, and they're dedicated for the environment, and it's happy to have them on the bandwagon. APM Metals, the local recycling firm, they kindly bought me the bike, that one about a year ago. It's done a few miles. I see your sun is rising. All sorts of things we find in these litter bins. Stolen purses. I've even found a human skull in one. You haven't got sat nav, have you? Weatherspoons. It's too early for beer, but we can have a cup of tea. That's in the High Street, Swell Council offices.
Cinema?
Cinema, right opposite
Chris
there.
is very strong on the voluntary side of things, though. We often have a debate within the charity about whether we should have paid professional fundraisers, to help us, or to help out with the admin or whatever. And you can argue it different ways, but Chris is one of the people who's very clear. He thinks the voluntary ethos is an absolutely key part of the thing. It's one of the reasons he wants to help us, because he sees that as being a very powerful sort of thing. The other thing he's very strong on, of course, is saying, if only other people would do this. There's no reason that other people couldn't do it. There's rubbish and recycling everywhere. And if you think about it, if you had someone like Chris working in every district in the UK, goodness knows what the impact would be on our charity's income, or for other charities.
The office is just over there. It's walking distance. Then we've got to go right up to top of Snips Hill. I've got 2 houses which I must pick up there today. Then we go to the scrapyard. This is known locally as the Polish bar. Every one of them's a Polish can. Foil.
£20, 2,000, 20,000. He's doing. It's obviously something he gets great satisfaction from, and and you can see why when you can raise that sort of money by doing that sort of thing, and know that nobody else is doing it. You know, and you know, it attracts some publicity to the charity as well. And I'm sure there'll be people in Sittingbourne, in Kent, who've been who've seen Chris at work and found out about it, and as a consequence of, you know, sent us a donation, or perhaps become members or become more active supporters or something like that. It's almost anything is worth doing, you know, not only just for fundraising, but also to raise awareness, because it's not a very common disease, and so people don't know about it. And what we want to do is, you know, like all charities, we want to put ourselves out of business. Either, you know, we can do that either by finding a cure, but we can also do it, you know, make ourselves, if you like, less important in things by getting more big charities interested in it, getting the government perhaps spending more money on childhood cancer research and that sort of thing. So awareness, and I mean, Chris, you could hardly be more visible and more conspicuous if you see him on his rounds, so to speak.